Are you tired of feeling like you're just a worker, without the ability to see the bigger picture or work toward a bigger goal? If so, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Digital Money Mindset, where we help you think like a boss and achieve big things. You may already know that thinking like a CEO is important, but did you know that it's all about having a growth mindset? A growth mindset means believing that you can learn anything you need to in order to succeed. And that's exactly what we're here to help you do. But why is it so important to think like a true boss? Because if you want to achieve big things, you need to see the bigger picture. You need to be able to think strategically, plan for the future, and make decisions that will move you closer to your goals. And that's exactly what we're here to help you do. So, if you're ready to start thinking like a CEO and achieve big things, then you're in the right place. Let's get started on training your brain and developing the skills you need to succeed. But let's face it, shifting your mindset from that of a worker to that of a boss can be a challenge. After all, it's not just about learning new skills, it's about changing the way you think and perceive things. That's why in this video, we're going to take a closer look at what it really means to think like a true boss, and how you can start training your brain to think in this way. So, what does it mean to think like a CEO? It's not just about having a fancy title or being in charge of a big company. It's about having a growth mindset, the belief that anything is possible and that there is always a way to get what you need. With a growth mindset, you start to see possibilities where others see obstacles. You realize that you don't need to have a specific skill set or a massive budget to achieve your goals. It's all about taking small steps and chipping away at the wall until you create something great. As Michelangelo once said, every block of stone has a statue inside of it, and it's the task of the sculptor to discover it. This perfectly encapsulates the essence of having a growth mindset. If you truly believe that something great is out there waiting for you, you'll find a way to get it. Let's talk about the traits of successful CEOs and how you can adopt them for yourself. It's not just about acquiring skills, it's about having a growth mindset. This means knowing that anything is possible and having the trust that there's a way to achieve what you need. When you have this mindset, your perspective shifts. You start to realize that you don't need to be an expert to start a successful business or have a ton of money to make great marketing. It's all about cause and effect, slowly chipping away at the wall until something great emerges, just like Michelangelo said. So, how can you apply this growth mindset in real life? Well, it starts with taking that first small step. If you can sell something to one person, then there's a way to sell it to 1 million people. If you can lose 1 pound, then there's a way to achieve the body you're after. It's all about being proactive, not reactive. Instead of waiting for something to happen, make it happen so everyone else has to react to you. Those who are reactive tend to lose. For example, if you have an event coming up in 3 months and suddenly feel the need to get in shape, you'll find it harder to start and more likely to put the weight back on after the event. This is because you didn't plan for it, an outside event made you do it, and your motivations were not in the right place. So, think like a boss and adopt a growth mindset. Believe that anything is possible and be proactive in making things happen. Take that first small step and keep chipping away at the wall until something great emerges. With these traits, you'll be well on your way to achieving success. Picture this. You're faced with a situation that requires you to act. Do you react, or do you proact? Being reactive is like running a race blindfolded, with no idea where you're going or what obstacles lie ahead. But being proactive? That's like having a map, a compass, and a guide to show you the way. Take weight loss, for example. If you wait until the last minute to get in shape for an event, you'll be rushing, panicking, and looking for shortcuts. But if you've been proactive, living a healthy lifestyle is just part of your routine, and you won't be thrown into panic mode by outside events. Or let's say you lose your job. If you're used to being reactive, you'll probably take the first job you can find, just to keep the lights on. But if you're proactive, you've built up a valuable skill set that makes you an asset to any company. You'll be in a position where you can choose your next move. Being proactive means doing things today that will be useful tomorrow. It's about taking small steps now to put yourself one step ahead later. So next time you're faced with a decision, ask yourself, am I being reactive or proactive? The answer could make all the difference. Let's talk about resilience, the ultimate test of character. We all have days where we just don't feel like doing anything, where the motivation and passion just aren't there. And that's where resilience comes in. It's the ability to move forward and get things done even when you don't want to. Real life isn't always engaging and fun, and it's up to you to find your why and build your resilience around it. Take the production of the Lord of the Rings series, for example. Crew members often had to take naps under their tables just to get the job done on time. It wasn't ideal, but they knew that great things would come out of their hard work, and that's what kept them going. And that's the key. Having a good reason to do something, and knowing that great things will come out of your work. With that mindset, resilience starts to build up, and you'll find new energy levels you never even knew you had. So, if you want to be a top boss, resilience is a must-have trait. Along with being proactive and having a growth mindset, these three traits will set you apart from the rest. Are you ready to take on a challenge and train your brain for growth? Let's start by picking a project that you've been putting off, half-assing, or just don't know where to begin. Write it down on a piece of paper and then add 10x to it. For example, if your project is to get in shape, 10x might mean competing in a triathlon. If your 10x sounds ridiculous, then you're doing it right. This is all about forcing a growth mindset and starting to develop. We often overestimate the big picture and underestimate the small steps. If you write down, I will do 10 push-ups every day, it might mean something to you, but it's not going to push you to achieve something bigger. However, if you write down, I will compete in a triathlon this year, suddenly those 10 push-ups feel like nothing. Here's a big goal for you. We want to educate 1 billion people on what it takes to live a good life. That's our 10x. When you start with a big number in front of you, the smaller steps you need to take before reaching that goal won't seem so unachievable. So, grab a piece of paper, write down your project, and add 10x to it. Get used to doing this in more aspects of your life and you'll see how your mindset slowly shifts from, "This can't be done," to, "How can this be done?" But remember, you need to actually do it. Let's start training our brains for growth and achieving our goals. Are you ready to take the first step towards a better, more fulfilling life? Great! Let's start with a simple exercise. Grab a piece of paper and write down 3 things that you know are good for you, or will be good for you in the future, but you're not currently doing them. It could be something as simple as drinking more water or as demanding as building up a 6-month financial safety net. Write them down and start doing them. Once this becomes your new norm, write down 3 more and repeat the process. Now, when it comes to resilience, it can be a challenge to stay motivated when facing obstacles. Everyone has different ways of dealing with tough times. Some meditate, some listen to motivating music, while others just white-knuckle their way through it. Whatever your approach, thousands of people have turned to our app to help them build resilience and overcome challenges. Thanks for tuning in to today's video on how to think like a big boss and take control of your life. Remember, the key to success is to focus on results, not just effort, and to start small with your goals before tenshing them. In our next video, we'll be discussing 15 common mistakes that people make in their 30s and how to avoid them. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our upcoming content. Thanks again for watching and we'll see you in the next one.